Alright guys, it's time to talk about one of those games that just took over my mind the first time I played it. And not just because of the graphics or the gameplay or the insane shooting mechanics. No, it was something much deeper. Far Cry on the PC was a game that didn't just make me run and gun, it made me feel like I was in this wild, dangerous world, struggling to survive and trying to find meaning in the chaos. I remember thinking to myself, this isn't just about taking down enemies, it's about figuring out who I am in a place like this. And you know what? That was probably the game's secret weapon. The way it pulled you in and made you feel like you were part of something bigger, even though you were just a person with a gun in the middle of an island. But let's dive into this journey. Grab your ammo, we're about to take a ride through Far Cry. So, the first time I loaded up Far Cry, I honestly didn't know what to expect. You start on this lush tropical island, bright, vibrant, full of greenery. The sun is shining, birds are chirping, and you're like, hey, this place doesn't look so bad. Then boom, before you know it, you're thrust into a world full of hostile mercenaries, mutant creatures, and all sorts of weird, dangerous stuff. It's this sharp contrast between peace and chaos that makes Far Cry so unique. This game doesn't just drop you into the action, it makes you feel the island. You can almost smell the ocean breeze, hear the rustle of the leaves as you move through the jungle. It's that sense of immersion that hits hard right from the start. And honestly, that's something I loved about it. It's not just a shooter, it's a world that you have to get lost in. There's something so different about being placed in a setting like that, where you have no map, no guide, just your instincts and your wits to survive. The first few steps I took in the jungle felt like I was truly stepping into something I wasn't sure I could handle, and that's what made it so exciting. Here's what I learned from Far Cry: freedom. This game gives you this wide open space to explore, filled with all kinds of challenges. From ambushes to stealthy takedowns, you really have the freedom to approach things however you want. You can go all in, guns blazing, or take your time, sneak through the jungle, and be careful not to alert the enemies. And that freedom, it feels empowering. This was one of the first games where I truly felt like the choices were mine. The island was my playground, and I had to make the most of it. And you know what? That's where the fun came from, the unpredictability of each moment. There was something deeply satisfying about crawling through tall grass, peeking out from behind rocks, and figuring out exactly how to approach each enemy. It made me feel like I was a part of this huge unpredictable world. And that feeling of freedom, it's something I will always remember from Far Cry. It wasn't just about the fight, it was about the way the fight could happen, depending on how you chose to play it. Now, while Far Cry is all about action, there's a deeper layer to it too. And that's where I started reflecting on who I was in this world. Because let's face it, Far Cry isn't just about picking up weapons and shooting things. It's about survival. It's about making choices in a world that constantly trying to kill you. You begin to wonder, what's it take to survive in a world like this? Do I just need to keep fighting, or do I need to adapt, understand the environment and use the land itself as my ally? There's this moment early on when you realize the island isn't just a backdrop, it's a character in its own right. And just like the world around me, I was constantly adapting, trying to find a way through the chaos, trying to keep it together while everything else around me was falling apart. And that's a feeling I think a lot of us can relate to in real life too. The constant push and pull between survival and purpose. Do you follow the path laid out for you, or do you carve your own way through the madness? Now, let's talk about the crazy moments that Far Cry threw at me. From battling mercenaries to facing down the wild, mutated creatures lurking in the jungle. There were times when I was just stunned by the intensity of what was going on. And those moments, they're just unforgettable. I remember one mission where I had to sneak through a base, take out some guards, and gather intel. Simple enough, right? But then, as I made my way through, things went sideways. One guy spotted me, then another. Suddenly, it was a firefight, and the adrenaline kicked in. It was chaotic, loud, and fast-paced. But here's the thing that really stood out for me. Far Cry didn't just give me one way to solve things. It gave me multiple solutions. I could use a sniper rifle and take them out from afar, or I could grab a truck and charge in full force. That's something I really appreciated about the game. It didn't box you into a single playstyle, and those moments where the game opens up and you're in the middle of a firefight, adrenaline pumping, feeling like you're living it, that's where Far Cry was at its best. So, what did I learn from Far Cry? Playing the game now hits different than when I was younger. It's not just about running through a jungle, fighting bad guys. It's about choices. And not just in how I tackle an enemy, but in how I navigate through life. The game taught me that there's no one path to survival. It's about being resourceful, being adaptable, and finding your own way forward. Even when everything around you feels like it's out of control. And maybe, in the end, that's the lesson that sticks with me the most from Far Cry. The freedom to carve your own path, and the importance of making those choices with purpose. It's not just about the gunfights, it's about how you choose to fight, how you handle the chaos around you, and how you find your way through it all. So, what did I learn from Far Cry? That survival is not just about fighting, it's about adapting, thinking ahead, and choosing your path. It's about stepping into a world that is unpredictable and finding your place within it. This is That Ambient Gamer, and this is what I learned. Let me know in the comments, how did Far Cry shape your view of freedom and survival in games? I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, keep exploring, and remember, sometimes the adventure isn't just about where you're going, it's about how you get there.